Hey guys, this is just an explanation of exercise 10.3's memo if there was anything that you didn't understand. Okay, so this was the first one they gave you. They asked you to calculate A1 first, so there's alternating angles there. So A1 is equal to 20 because of alternating angles. Don't forget to state your parallel lines. From there you needed to calculate A2, and I know that that full angle is 90. So if this part here is 20 and the whole thing needs to add up to 90, A2 must be 70 because 20 plus 70 adds up to 90. If you're looking for the reason for that, it's called adjacent, which means next to, so the angles next to each other are complementary, which means they add up to 90. So adjacent complementary angles. Right, then from there they wanted you to calculate B1. There's alternating angles there again. If this is 70, then that's 70, so B1 is 70 degrees. B2, you could have used angles on a straight line, so B2 plus 85, that gives me 180. Calculate that, and you're going to get that B2 is equal to 95. From there, they wanted C1, so I'm trying to find out this angle here, and you had alternating angles again, so C1 is equal to 85 degrees, alternating angles. And then the last one that they wanted you to calculate was D1. Okay, so you've got a massive U shape over here. So 85 plus D1 should add up to 180 degrees because of co-interior angles being supplementary. And if you go and figure out then what D1 is, you're going to find D1 is 95. Okay, I forgot to put in all my degrees here, but please will you make sure that you're putting in degree signs. Right, then number 2, you have to calculate the unknown values. So I started here and I said, well, let me try calculate x first. So if I calculate x, I used my U shape, co-interior, add up to 180. So 25 plus 2x plus minus 10, so this part here, plus the 45 must add up to 180. And if you go and you solve that now, you're going to find that 2x is equal to 120, divide through by 2, and x is equal to 60. From there, I went and I calculated y using angles on a straight line. So this part here plus this part here must add up to 180 degrees. And if I go and solve that, I get y is equal to 190. Okay, a lot of people might say now, but how can y be equal to 190 since it can't be greater than 180? Okay, y can be equal to 190, but the whole angle obviously can't. So this whole angle is not equal to 190. Only the y is equal to 190. So 190 minus 35 is equal to the angle size. Okay, so the whole angle is equal to 155. Right, then from there I went and I calculated x here by using co-interior angles. So I know that those two when added together give me 180. So 3x plus x equals 180 degrees. There's your reason. Please don't forget the word sup or equals 180. There's your parallel lines. Again, if you don't write your parallel lines in, then you don't get the mark for the reason. Okay. Alright, so I've got like terms here. 3x plus x is 4x. Divide through by 4 and you're going to get 45 degrees. Right, then you had these two also. So for this one here, one of the reasons that you might remember from grade 8 is angles opposite equal sides. So if I have two equal sides, like this isosceles here, so I have this side is equal to this side, I know that the angles opposite those sides are going to be the same. So I know that that angle there, BAC, is equal to 2x. Okay, so I started by saying BAC is equal to 2x because of angles opposite equal sides. Please will you remember to state that. If you haven't filled it in, then fill it in. Right, from there, I said, okay, well, there I've got alternating angles. So that angle, ACD, should be equal to 2x also. Alternating angles are equal. State your parallel lines. And then from there, I worked in this triangle to calculate angles in a triangle, and I know that they add up to 180. So 80 plus 30 plus 2x adds up to 180 degrees, and then you can just solve for x. So get x alone. Okay, and then D, You want to use angles on a straight line here, but you're missing this angle here. So you first have to figure out what that is, and you can do that using alternating angles. Okay, so I know that that's also equal to x, and you need to state that. So you need to state everything that you're doing. So I'm going to go and I'm going to say DEF is equal to x because of alternating angles, AB parallel to DC. And then from there I can use angles on a straight line. So x plus 20 plus x plus 2x adds up to 180 degrees. And then I can solve for x. So add your like terms. X plus x is 2x plus another 2x, that's 4x. Take over the 20 and subtract it. So 4x is 160, that means x is equal to 160 divided by 4, which is 40. Okay, this was the last question. They wanted you to work out the values of x, y, and z here, and they told you it's a parallelogram. Okay, so what do you know about a parallelogram? You know that the opposite sides are parallel, the opposite sides are equal, and you know that the opposite angles are equal. Okay, so I started with that one. Opposite angles are equal. So I said those two have to be equal. So that means 2x plus 10 must be equal to 110 because the opposite angles of a parallelogram, or palm for short, are equal. Okay, so that's what I said. And then my reason was just opposite angles of a palm are equal. So I solved for x here by taking the 10 over and subtracting it, and then dividing through by 2. Okay, from there I knew what x was equal to. I went and I calculated y by using co-interior angles, my U shape. So 5y plus this part here must add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so there it is. 2x plus 10 plus 5y is 180. Co-interior angles are SUP. I knew what x was because I calculated it already over here. So x was equal to 50. So 2 times 50 plus 10 plus 5y, etc. Solve for y, and you're going to get that 5y is 70, divide through by your 5, so y is equal to 14 degrees. And then the last one that I did was angles on a straight line. So I know that these two are next to each other at the same points on a straight line. So 5y plus z equals 180 degrees. Angles on a straight line. I know that y is 14, so I can substitute y as 14. 5 times 14 will give me 70. So that means z will be equal to 180 minus 70, which is 110 degrees.